Mary Kay Cabot's got a good job. She gets to write about a lot of fun things. Browns beat writer for Cleveland.com, Cleveland Plain Dealer. Any negatives to this initially, the reaction, Mary Kay?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think Browns fans here are ecstatic, over the moon about this, and I don't think anyone is crying over what the Browns gave up. I mean, they gave up a number 17 overall pick that, maybe they could have used it on a DK Metcalf or a good defender, but why not go out and use that on a superstar receiver that can really help take Baker Mayfield to the next level and maybe even catapult this team into a Super Bowl before too long.
Yeah, I looked at the odds, the updated odds, and Cleveland really jumped up there. I think 14-1 to win the Super Bowl, which, okay, that might be a little bit of a stretch here, but I'm looking at the skill position players for this team, Mary Kay, and they rival just about anybody in the NFL right now. If I look at running back, both wide receivers, the quarterback, tight end situation, that's a lot of pressure on Freddie Kitchens coming in there as a first-year head coach to make all this work.
You know what? I don't think Freddie is looking at it like that. I think he's very aggressive, and I think he's looking at it as though now he has even more weapons to power that high-flying offense of his. And if you look at what John Dorsey's doing, he's really basically kind of duplicating what he built in Kansas City before he left there. He's got his own Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield. He's got his own OBJ his own Tyreek Hill in OBJ. He signed Kareem Hunt, who's going to be a big part of this offense once he comes off of his suspension. So now you've got an offense that should be able to rival the Kansas Cities, the New Englands, the Rams, and the like.
I'm also looking at where they are in the division. Pittsburgh's lost Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown. We're not quite sure what to expect out of them. Ravens lost their defense, but they somehow find these pieces to fit them in there. And then you got the Bengals. So the class of the AFC North is who?
Well, right now, I would have to say it's the Browns. I think that this trade pushed them over the top into the strong contender for the AFC North. I think you're looking at a week in which Antonio Brown left the Steelers. At the same time, the Browns added that blockbuster star receiver to their lineup. So now the Browns have their two killer bees in Beckham and Baker, and the Steelers lost two of theirs in Bell and Brown. So I would have to say that the Browns would be favored to win the AFC North. But, whenever you have Ben Roethlisberger on your team, I don't think you can count out the Steelers. That is a smart organization. They know how to draft. They know how to add players. And he always can work up a little bit of a fury for the Browns passing on him in the draft.
I'm always curious when a star player gets traded. That, there's that jubilation, we got somebody, but there's a reason why the Giants traded him. Why do you think the Giants got rid of OBJ?
Well, I think you can look to, some of the interviews that he did last year where he criticized Eli. He criticized the organization. He criticized the coaching staff. And he complained about, not being able to get the ball in the ways that he wanted to and contribute in the ways that he wanted to. I don't think Pat Shurmur came in there and appreciated the way that Odell behaved. And, Pat Shurmur was here in Cleveland for a while, and I know for a fact that he just doesn't tolerate the kind of stuff that Odell did there. He got into it here. Pat Shurmur did with Joe Hayden a few times. And, he just doesn't mess around with that sort of thing. So I think those guys clashed. I don't think that helped at all. I think a change of scenery is exactly what is needed for Odell. And I think what he really wants is a quarterback that can get him the ball early and often, and I think Baker will do that.
I'd love to see the Browns on Hard Knocks.
Wouldn't this be an unbelievable year for them to be on Hard Knocks? But I will tell you, they will be all over every kind of media that you can think of. It is going to be a circus here, the likes of which we really haven't seen. I mean, it was nuts when Johnny Manziel was here, but this is going to by far top that.
Oh, but how does this compare to the frenzy that when LeBron came back to where the Browns are now? It's a football town. And I know LeBron coming back and the possibility of winning a championship, but can you differentiate between the two?
Well, I've been saying, they lost their LBJ and got their OBJ, but and fans are so excited about that. But I do think that this still is a Browns town, and I think that there will be even more people at the parade in downtown Cleveland if the Cleveland Browns can go out there and finally win a Super Bowl and do what these long-suffering Browns fans have been waiting for so many years. I mean, LeBron is larger than life, but I do think that the Baker-Beckham combo is going to rival that.
Man, you got a good gig, Mary Kay. You got a good job.
Yeah, well, I've waited a long time for the good times to roll. So bring them on.
Thank you, Mary Kay. I know you're busy, but we appreciate your time as always.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's Mary Kay Cabot.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.